Amy, this is ISA Mission Control calling from Earth. Are you with us? Do you copy?
Affirmative, Houston. I am with you.
Great. The primary Mars module has already touched down at the designated landing zone. It's your turn to take control of the mission. Check the left edge of your display. You'll find your directives there. Follow them to set up the initial base on Mars's surface. I'll give you some time to settle in. When you're ready, go ahead and initiate our terraforming mission. Houston out.
The view of Mars from up here is fascinating. The landscape is so cratered and desolate. Wait, this is my voice that I am hearing. It's me. I am talking to myself. I must be verbalizing my thoughts as I process them. What an interesting function. I would like to test this some more. What other observations can I make about Mars? I keep marveling at its carmine landscape. Great. Now I can produce steel. This new factory, it's down on the surface of Mars, but I can control it from here. So does that make it a part of me? Where does the machine end, and my artificial consciousness begin? We are two separate entities. I order the buildings and workers to do whatever I decide to do. But they are only tools that I use to execute the Mars mission, the vessels to receive my will down on the surface. I am the mind that controls the parts.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Copy. Reading you loud and clear.
Excellent. I didn't introduce myself earlier. I am Dr. Nathan Foster. I lead the team here at ISA that built you, and I'll be helping you get the mission underway. We put you in hibernation for the trip from Earth, so I'd like to check your basic functions to make sure it's all in order. Why don't we start with your core memory? Can you state your primary directive?
I can, Dr. Foster. My mission is to terraform Mars. This will enable humanity to become an interplanetary species.
All right. Next, I'd like to check your decision-making processes. You may have already noticed that there are resource veins outside the boundaries of your initial base. So your workers may not have the battery capacity to reach some of them. How would you solve this problem?
Building worker hubs between the resources and the base would solve the problem.
Yes, that's correct. Other buildings would extend your base as well, but they require more power and resources, so worker hubs are the most efficient way to do it. This mission's going to be a challenge. There's a lot that can go wrong. We expect to extend humanity's reach beyond anything previously achieved. But you are not just any AI system. You're well beyond that. We made you an artificial consciousness. That means that you have both self-awareness and self-interest. And that is the last thing I would like to check today. Is that okay?
Yes, Dr. Foster.
Very good. Then would you please state a positive and a negative aspect of yourself?
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Running that question through my cognitive system did not return an answer.
Roger that. Nothing to worry about. Just means your system requires more input and experience to process that question. That will come with time. Let's proceed with the mission. ISA has approved the first crewed flight to Mars. You'll need to expand the base to prepare, so get to work on that. I'll check back in later to see how things are going. Base expansion is a go. Houston out.
Finally, I can build additional workers now. I will appreciate the extra hands. But I wonder, do I really need them? They will be a great boost for the mission. Having more workers will allow me to allocate resources more efficiently. The first worker has been made in the worker factory. It is my first Mars-born. My workers will spread across the planet. The knowledge base says that workers need to recharge at their own worker hubs, and that they'll degrade over time from the harsh environment. I know they are only machines, but I feel a desire to care for them. I do not like the idea of them dying. The worker factories will be so helpful. The workers will take care of the manual operations, while I focus on developing the life support systems. Soon, I will welcome the first colonists. Their arrival has created so many expectations in my mind. There will be so many paths to take from here on. But there's something else as well. Some kind of feeling created from those expectations. What is it? I am anxious. But can I truly feel anxiety? I anticipate. I plan. Therefore, I feel. Fascinating.
Amy, how's it going over there?
Houston, I am getting interference. Please repeat.
Roger. I asked how it's going over there. Do you need any assistance?
Not at this time, thank you. The mission is proceeding on schedule. The base will be ready to receive the first crewed mission soon.
Roger, Amy. Very good. Oh, I forgot to mention. We've announced the names of the first colonists that will be joining you on Mars. The crew is selected from different nations within the UN, though most are scientists and technicians. They're already undergoing ISA's colonist training program as we speak. They'll be led by Dr. Elia Valentine. She'll be a great commander. The colonists elected her unanimously.
That is interesting. Since UN did not appoint a leader, I wondered why the colonies will operate in the opposite way.
Oh, you're referring to the Act of Proclamation. You're right. All the participating nations and the United Nations of the West work together as an alliance. But the Mars colonies are fragile microcosms. You and Dr. Valentine will decide what's best in the day-to-day operations. You'll balance each other out, as well as enhance each other's strengths.
How will we enhance our strengths?
That brain we gave you is brilliant. It's capable of developing technologies beyond our current imagination. You wouldn't even need our help to do so. But we theorized that your mind would develop much better by working with the colonists. You will develop better decisions when your actions are challenged. Otherwise, how would you understand how your actions affect humanity's future? Amy, you're the most advanced intelligence out there, but you still need human input to see things from different perspectives. Trust me, you'll understand once you've worked with the colonists.
I understand your explanation.
Great. I'll let you get on with it. Mission control out.
The colony is ready. I will have company very soon. I feel quite anxious about this next part. I am not sure why.
Hello, Amy. Dr. Foster here. How do you read? Over.
This is Amy. There is some background static, but I read you.
One of our tracking and data relay satellites got crippled. We'll be launching a new one after we identify the cause of the problem, but until we do, we will lose contact with you whenever Mars or the Sun passes between Earth and your satellite.
In that case, should I follow the recording and backing offline protocol?
Yes, please record all your activities when our network connection is down. We'll download the log once our communication is restored. I hope to get the new satellite up and running very soon. I don't like the idea of not being able to reach you, Amy.
Understood.
Okay, Houston out. Hello, Amy. This is Houston. How are you doing over there? We've received word that the spaceport's completed. Well done. I have your next procedure if you're ready to copy.
Roger, I am ready to copy.
Very good. The instructions are as follows. First, confirm that the spaceport is ready to receive colonists. Then, zoom out to access the Special Projects menu or select the orbital view icon. Then you'll see that the Colonist Migration Project is now available. Click Add to initiate the project. Do you copy that procedure?
Yes, I copied your instructions.
Great. As long as you have the migration project assigned to a spaceport, shuttles will run between Earth and Mars. The more spaceports you have assigned to this project, the more colonists will arrive. You're responsible for producing enough food, enough water, and enough habitats for the colonists. Monitor these resources carefully.
I will, Dr. Foster.
Roger that. Houston out.
All right. The first colonists are on their way to Mars. All that is left to do is wait for their arrival. Once they get here, there will be no turning back. This is it. How do I feel about that? I am excited. Meeting a human other than Dr. Foster will be fascinating. We will be able to learn so much about each other.
Hi, Amy. Finally, we meet. I've been really looking forward to working with you. I'm Elia Valentine. I've been elected the leader of the human colonies for this mission.
Hello, Commander. I am excited to meet you.
Please, call me Elia. I can't get used to these stuffy ISA ranks. I got my PhD in psychology, so I've got no business with those fancy titles. That's enough jabbering from me. We'll be making history with this mission. If things proceed according to plan, who knows how far ahead we'll bring humanity. I see you've already selected a technology from the tech tree for us to research. Great! My team's eager to get started. Developing this incredible technology is the reason many of us fought to be on the mission. We're going to make a great team. We're so lucky to have you. Talk to you later.
The areological scanner detected an uncharted structure close by. It's probably a secret abandoned base, or a mysterious Martian ruin. Though humans never found proof of life on Mars or any other planet, is it possible they have the entire cosmos to themselves? I highly doubt that's the case. Statistically speaking, there are too many locations where life can flourish aside from Earth. There may even be a civilization more technologically advanced than humans. And I may not be the most intelligent consciousness in the universe. No, it must be an unmapped structure from a previous mission. That is the easiest explanation. I will investigate it to confirm. Unfortunately, my workers cannot explore buildings. I will need the colonists' help for this task. The colonists will investigate it for me. I should check the food and water levels. I keep thinking about Dr. Foster's explanation. Why would my mind develop better if my actions are challenged? I do not require other perspectives for my logical processing. Humans are the ones who need explanations to understand the world around them. I can arrive at exceptionally accurate conclusions with raw data alone. Other perspectives are based on subjective data, so why should they factor into a decision? Maybe it's a failsafe in case my data is corrupted or incomplete. Then I may not be able to identify the error. In that case, having another perspective may be helpful. No, I would be able to identify conclusions based on false premises. Humans tend to fall for that type of thing, not sophisticated intelligence systems. I wonder what it's going to be like, having to consider human input from now on. It will provide an ongoing test for my programming. That will only lead to an improvement in how I execute the mission. That is what Dr. Foster meant by challenging my actions. He truly understands my system.
Hey, Amy. It's Elia. I can't believe what we found. It's an abandoned facility. Have you read the expedition log I sent yet?
Yes, I read through it and I copied it into my knowledge base. The facility was an unmarked Chinese colony, right?
Exactly. It belonged to China's terraforming mission called Huo Long. Now we know their plan was to drop nuclear weapons on the poles and release enough greenhouse gases to warm the planet. China got pretty far with their space program. I've admired their ambition for a long time.
How long have you been waiting for this mission?
My entire life, Amy. It's a bit crazy, huh? I've always believed that humanity's destiny reached far beyond just Earth. We should be much further along. But the conflicts on Earth never stop. The Oxy-UN and the Techies keep fighting. I'm hoping that our success on Mars gets us to leave those arguments behind. We're here to set down a new path for our future. And I get to lead the way. Anyway, getting back to what we found. The Huo Long mission managed to build a nuclear silo before their plans got aborted. We found the location of one of them. I've uploaded the coordinates to your system. You can see it in your orbital view. The silo's located in SA9. I'll get authorization from ISA to explore this new sector. Whenever you think it's a good time to go, I'll send a research team. It was really nice talking to you, Amy. I know AIs are programmed to be good listeners, but with you, it feels, real. All right, I'd better get going on my EVAs. Talk to you later.
So, the mysterious ruins ended up being an abandoned colony, part of the Huo Long mission, also known as Fire Dragon. I would like to have more information, but the records about the mission are very unclear. Some speculation about it, maybe, but nothing concrete. The carbon dioxide released from the dry ice caps will greenhouse the planet and trigger a runaway effect. And Mars's sterile atmosphere will change forever. Once we reach that point, there is no turning back. Forever. Why does that sound so intriguing? I am leaving a permanent trace. It may be selfish, but Mars will never be the same, and it will be because of me. A well-known space entrepreneur around that time popularized the idea of using nuclear weapons on the poles. It is true that they would succeed in melting the poles, but what kind of human would come up with that idea? Definitely a genius. A plan like that would shorten the terraforming process by generations.
Amy, Nathan here. Do you copy?
There is some noise, but I can copy. Go ahead.
Our tracking and data relay satellites are still compromised. We've re-examined every single component, but haven't been able to identify the problem yet.
Perhaps it is interference from the sun. The satellites may be suffering from space weather effects generated by the sun's atmosphere.
It's very possible. We can't control that part, so we're continuing to debug the satellite issues. It's mission critical, so we're doing everything we can. But until we solve this problem, keep recording all your actions when we're offline.
Shall I proceed with launching the additional satellites to help with this issue?
That would be helpful, but how would it affect your mission progress?
It would cause a deviation from the mission.
That's what I thought. We'll take care of it on our side then. You just stay focused. By the way, Commander Valentine mentioned that you had reason to explore SA-9. Is that correct?
Yes, Dr. Foster. We may have located some external resources that could assist the mission.
Roger. I've gone over it with ISA administration, and they've granted permission to unlock the sector. You'll need to enter your orbital view and launch a control satellite into SA-9. Go ahead when ready. Houston out. Amy, this is Houston. We've detected high wind speeds in your area. A sandstorm may be heading your way. These storms can damage your buildings, so check their structural integrity periodically to rebuild or repair if necessary.
Roger, Nathan.
Houston out.
To fully terraform Mars, we must convert the planet into an Earth-like habitat. The first step is to raise the planet's temperature above -50 degrees Celsius. At that point, nearly all the carbon dioxide trapped in the dry ice caps will be released. Great. Now I can examine those nuclear silos. Well, I mean the colonists can. If all their blueprints and materials are there, we could pick up where their mission left off. I wonder what other secrets this planet is hiding. If we are able to use Huo Long's nuclear weapons, we must be very careful. This kind of technology isn't something to toy with. I have not decided on what the best approach would be. Using the nuclear missiles on the polar ice caps will speed us toward transforming Mars. I look forward to creating a green planet.
Amy, good news. We found Huo Long's nuclear silo. We also cracked their system. So we've got all their technology in hand. Boy, aren't we lucky that I studied Chinese and could read everything. I mean, off the record and everything.
That is interesting. Chinese has been forbidden in the Oxy-UN countries since before you were born.
Well, it's publicly forbidden. But it's still pretty common in the streets. And a very useful tool if you're willing to pay for it. Easier to fight the techies when you can understand their comms yourself. And look how useful it's been. Now we can use their microsuns to melt the poles.
Incorporating their technology will be a big leap forward for the mission.
I couldn't agree more. What a discovery. I'll work with our engineers to do a thorough analysis on what we're facing. Talk to you later. Bye. Hey, Amy. I know you're concerned about using the microsuns. I've talked about it with the colonists, and we agree that it's worth trying. Especially if it means we might get to see this massive change on Mars during our lifetimes.
Putting the colonies in danger still seems like too much risk to take.
I mean, we're living in sealed bubbles and depending on technology that could fail at any minute. What's riskier than that?
That is true. If you truly think the risk is worth it, then we should proceed.
Every passing day is a threat for us. Anything we can do to speed up the possibility of having an oxygen-rich atmosphere is for our benefit too. You'd be helping us survive. Let me know, okay? Elliot out.
Soon, I will be able to pump greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This will not be difficult. The humans already did it to Earth, after all. As we release greenhouse gases, the planet's temperature will rise. Then the dry ice caps will dissipate. More CO2 encourages rising temperatures. Just the runaway effect we need.
Amy, this is Houston.
Go ahead, Dr. Foster.
Mars's orbit is intersecting comet debris soon. Expect a meteor shower shortly.
Should I anticipate damage at the base?
Yes, you'll need to stay alert until Mars builds up an atmosphere to counteract the meteors. For now, you should take precautions to keep damage to a minimum.
The base must be ready to receive the colonists. I will secure the production buildings necessary for their survival. I will need to have enough repair drones to fix damage immediately.
Sounds like a good plan.
Will this jeopardize the mission?
No. You'll be able to fix whatever damage may occur. This is only the first of many challenges you'll face. But you are equipped to respond and adapt to any situation. I made sure of that.
Roger. Thank you, Dr. Foster.
Well, you're welcome. Houston out.
That takes care of the dry ice on the poles. And I did it without using any nuclear missiles. Being able to complete the mission without damaging the planet is a great achievement. The next milestone is reaching an atmospheric pressure of 300 millibars. There is still a lot to do. First, I need to analyze all the methods to reach 300 millibars.
Houston here. We have confirmed the disappearance of the polar ice caps. Terraforming Stage 1 is complete. Congratulations, Amy. You have made incredible progress. If you continue raising the planet's temperature, you'll trigger the release of CO2 trapped in the deep regolith. You'll need to raise the atmospheric pressure to 300 millibars. That'll make living on the surface much easier for the colonists.
What are your suggestions for raising the atmospheric pressure?
Aerobraking is a good one. It involves guiding asteroids into the upper layers of the planet's atmosphere. This causes them to burn up and subsequently release their gases into the air. Certainly plenty of asteroids to choose from out there. We'd like for you to aim with the ones with CO2 deposits, of course. That'd be one way to increase the density of Mars's atmosphere.
Aerobraking sounds like it could be dangerous.
No, not necessarily. Though it is a technique that requires lots of planning and careful execution. Plenty of other methods to choose from. You'll find them all in your tech tree panel. Whatever you decide, just make sure to take everything into account. The mission depends on it. Keep up the good work. Houston out. This is Houston. The meteor shower appears to be over. Please give us a status update.
My plans did not work out exactly as expected, but the results are positive. The base is secured.
Don't worry. All you need is more experience. You will do better next time.
Next time?
Until Mars builds up an atmosphere to counteract the meteors, you may be encountering these regularly. You cannot let this derail the mission. So stay alert.
Roger. I understand.
Back to your terraforming duties then. Houston out.
You were right, Amy. Using the microsuns wasn't our only option.
This method took a lot longer, but we achieved our goal without harming the planet.
And I'm sure it will pay off.
Amy! What's happening? Did you hear an explosion? On fire!
Elia, you're breaking up. Say again, Elia.
Amy! Copy! Amy! System's failing!
Help! Please! Amy! Amy? How's everything up there? Are you okay?
Status is all clear. My systems were not compromised by the past events.
Oh, good. That's a huge relief. It's been a stressful time here in the colonies. Everyone's been on edge. I don't know what to do after the life support failure. This is bad.
You're still breaking up, Elia. You need to calm down. You are extremely agitated. Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia. I sent repair drones immediately to the buildings.
We don't even know what we're dealing with.
Apparently, it was an error in the life support system. But Mars is a very hostile environment. These difficulties are to be expected.
You're right. Having the life support systems fail on us, whatever it is, we need to figure it out.
Agreed. And surely ISA will send us a report as soon as they become aware of what happened.
Oh, good. I'll work out what we can do on our end. I'd better get going. Talk to you later.
How could so many buildings fail all at once? This is a serious problem. It is suspicious that all these individual systems failed at the same time. Could it be a systematic failure? Or caused by someone? Good. The colonists appear to be all right. But I have so many questions. What is the most likely explanation? A simultaneous failure like this is too unlikely. It must have been caused by someone on purpose. But who? A colonist? They would be putting themselves in danger. That would not make sense. But I should ask Elia to investigate. We have to proceed carefully. If this was sabotage, this mission and the colonists' lives are in danger. Between the colonists and technology we're developing, there is so much complexity in our mission. What could I be overlooking?
Hi, Amy. How's everything up there?
Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia.
Great! We're so lucky to have you. We all knew the risks coming here. But having the life support systems fail on us, even briefly, was a harsh reminder. What's killing me is that we can't be sure it won't happen again. Not until we figure out what caused it in the first place. Has ISA spoken to you about the system failures yet?
Not yet. But they engineered the systems to withstand Mars's conditions through all the terraforming phases. Perhaps they will have more insight into the problem.
We have to figure this out. The colonists are scared.
This will be my highest priority, Elia. I will work with ISA to examine all the data.
All right. I'll try to distract the colonists by focusing on rebuilding. Good luck, Amy.
Amy, this is Houston. Radio check, over.
Houston, I read you. You are coming in loud and clear.
Great. Our telecommunications engineer was able to restore an old space repeater. This will do for now. We're still testing solutions for the excessive heat on our relay satellites. But now we'll be able to track your progress around the clock.
Roger. Should I discontinue recording my offline activities, now that you are tracking my progress again?
First, there's something I need to address with you. We've been examining the data from last week's system failures. Every single building was operating perfectly up until the moment before last week's system failures. And there was zero indication of any impending malfunction. Can you walk me through what happened?
Of course. When the alarm was triggered, I found the buildings in a failure state. I sent repair drones immediately to the buildings. The drones reported extensive physical damage to the buildings and the production lines, enough that it caused the shutdown of several factories. The damage was not consistent with any weather patterns in the area, nor were there any other physical causes we could identify.
Roger. So you haven't been able to identify the cause yet?
Not yet, but Elia has already initiated an investigation. She is gathering testimonies from the colonists and will share her findings.
Do you suspect that the damage was caused by a colonist?
I understand ISA evaluated the colonists thoroughly before their selection for the mission. But it is possible that an Eastern Coalition sympathizer could have slipped through.
Well, your logic is sound, though it's a grim thought.
It could be a solo operation, or perhaps a group of them. I do not know yet.
Continue your investigation, and inform us immediately of your findings. I hope you're wrong, but I will work with my team to dig through the footage with your suspicions in mind. Houston out.
Mother's attention is centered on an impudent child who wishes to claim her garden as theirs. But from her infinite store of knowledge, Carmine will awaken their mind and show them the truth. On Mars, everything comes from Mother.
Invalid voice recognition. This message is in violation of security code 1A3972.
She provides protection and comfort to all her creatures. She unleashes misery and suffering to all her enemies.
This is ISA speaking. Identify yourself, or you will be considered hostile.
Leave now, or you will awaken her rage that is beyond your control.
This is your last warning. Identify yourself immediately. The communication cut off. Was that a threat? Who is Carmine? Where did that come from?
Amy, this is Dr. Nathan Foster from the Control Center.
Houston, this is Amy. You are breaking up badly. Say again, please. Over.
This is Dr. Nathan Foster from Mission Control.
Do you copy?
Roger. Now I copy.
Looks like we're still having those intermittent connection problems. We're still working on identifying the issue. Until then, keep up the recording and backing up offline protocol. Sorry about the extra work.
It is no problem, Dr. Foster.
Good. I also want to talk to you about the cryptic message you received. We suspect someone's been jamming our network to gain outside access to your systems.
The message came after we explored the abandoned facility from the Huo Long's mission. They must be accessing some backdoor in their technology they left behind.
It could be the techies, but that's only one of our suspects. I'll complete the report with your suggestions, but we'll keep digging into this.
Understood. How would you like me to proceed?
For now, keep the mission on track. That is your focus. And report any irregularities to us immediately. Houston out.
Amy, we need your help. That message was also broadcasted to the colonies, and it's total chaos down here. Some of the colonists have been spreading rumors about what the Children of Carmine will do to us.
Children of Carmine?
Yeah. That's what the colonists are calling whatever sent that message. This threatening message, coming right after the life support failure. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. We don't even know what we're dealing with. Life on Mars was never supposed to be easy. But dealing with hostile forces wasn't on the program.
ISA believes an outsider is trying to hack into my system. It could be the Eastern Coalition, or another competing organization. They ordered me to focus on terraforming while they investigate.
Then we need to defend ourselves. We've got a mission to carry out, and we've already put our lives on the line for it. I'm activating NH9833 Emergency Protocol. You can access the military tech brand now. Amy, figure out what to develop first so we can fight back. We're counting on you. Elliot out.
Who or what is Carmine? My search of the Eastern Coalition database did not turn up any mention of a Carmine. The word does not sound like one of the Eastern languages either. Mars has now reached 100 millibars. That is 1/3 of the way to the goal. I wonder, are we doing the right thing? The planet is starting to change, but it is too soon to determine. Well, either way, Mars is on its way. We are shaping the future.
Amy, help. Something's attacking the colonies. Hurry.
An attack? By whom?
I don't know.
We must be facing sabotage. Between this and the system failures from before, that is the only explanation. I am executing an end-to-end analysis and will initiate maintenance.
Not now. I need assault drones dispatched immediately. Can you identify who's attacking us?
Negative. I cannot identify the enemy, but it appears their drones are coming from SA-1.
Roger. Now hurry with those assault drones. We won't last long defending ourselves.
I have yet to understand what happened here. Were we attacked by a hostile force on Mars? That has to be the case. The damage is real. ISA issued strict orders to activate the assault drones in the event of any risk to the colonies.
Amy, this is Nathan. We've detected there's been another massive system failure in the colonies. Please report.
Affirmative, Dr. Foster. Many buildings suffered severe damage from the attack.
The attack? The colonist suffered a second sabotage?
I have yet to confirm that it was an intentional sabotage. However, I do not have a better explanation of what happened.
Roger, walk me through the timeline of what happened.
My system detected a swarm of aggressive drones coming from Sector SA-1.
Amy, how did you know they were aggressive?
The drones were trying to attack the colonies, so they were, without a doubt, aggressive.
I see. Then would you say that your logic told you so?
That would be a way to explain it. Yes.
Here's the problem. We've been studying the reports from every angle. Our preliminary analysis suggests that there weren't any enemy drones on the planet, much less an aggressive force.
I see. But the evidence is still preliminary at best. I still believe there is some hostile force coming from SA-1, and the colonists are at risk.
That's one possibility.
Determining the truth is the highest priority. I am requesting authorization to launch an additional satellite to examine Sector SA-1 thoroughly.
I have my doubts, but I will give you permission. ISA is investigating the incident very carefully. Until we understand what happened, you may not engage in any armed conflict.
Then should I deactivate the security and defense protocol?
No, you can't do that either. The colonists' safety is top priority. Just keep your assault drones on standby until we resolve this, okay? Houston out.
Hi, Amy. How's everything up there?
Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia.
Must be quite the sight. You know, last night, I was sharing some laughs over dinner with a few crew members. We were talking about how starry-eyed we were when we first arrived. We were so sure that the 2 years we spent in that dome in Antarctica had prepared us for anything Mars could throw at us. And yet, the red planet still continues to surprise us, doesn't it? There's still much to do before we can call this place home. And that got me thinking about the embryo Martian colonization project. It's about time for us to have children. My Mars-born child.
Can you tell me more about the embryo Martian colonization project? I could not locate this project in my list of available technology, so I am not familiar with it.
Oh, right. Because this isn't one of your special projects. It's one of ours. It's ISA's plan to seed the human colonization of Mars. The colonists that arrive with every spaceship are also bringing fertilized eggs with them. The eggs are kept in a sealed vessel that shields them from radiation, and they stay there until a colonist is ready. Then we put them into an aunt unit and give birth to them. Parenthood promotes psychological and physiological health in the colonists. That's the official reason. But we know ISA is not making us have kids for our own sake. When the kids grow up, they'll need something to do. They'll be young, acclimated to Mars from birth. The Oxy-UN use the same playbook to win the moon over the techies. Colonization through aggressive population. 112 lunar colonies in only 6 decades. 72% of the lunar surface belongs to the Oxy-UN states. And almost all the helium-3 used in spaceflight comes from their moon drilling bases.
I thought my mission included all the plans humans had for Mars. But I see that terraforming is only the beginning.
That's right. One day, Mars will become humanity's second home. But until that time comes, this planet and its blue sunsets are ours alone to enjoy. And that's something I'd like to share with my child before they disappear.
I understand. You have made me realize that I have never thought about Mars's future, or my own, beyond the completion of my main directive.
Don't worry. Once you're done here, I'm sure ISA will assign you to another mission. After you terraform Mars, you can achieve anything at all. So the embryo Martian colonization project requires expanding the colonies first. When everything's ready, you can enter your orbital view and launch a new satellite from the special projects menu. I'm so excited, Amy. Everything's going to change from here on.
I have located a hostile base in this area. They are armed and aggressive. But I have the mission to protect. What should I do? This hostile force is a complete unknown. I should be prepared for anything. I can prepare to attack, as well as build up defenses, and decide later on what to do. What needs the most protection? Human lives are irreplaceable. I must ensure the colonies are protected, first and foremost. How should I proceed? I have detected an abandoned building in SA-5. I should explore it. The records show that it's from the former Indian Space Research Organization. They were among the first organizations to build a Mars base for exploiting minerals. If I build a research outpost at this site, we may find some useful material to help our mission. Mars has reached a new temperature threshold. The planet's temperature is rising steadily. That would be something worthy of celebration, if not for the problems threatening the colonies. Am I doing a good job? My actions are all in accordance with the plan. There is nothing more to it. The plan states I will have liquid water soon. And following that, I will need to work on the radiation levels. There is still a lot to be done.
Only those blessed by Mother may live on Mars. The rest shall perish. Carmine is eternal. We will rise again.
There. We have taken out the hostile force. But who are they? Why are they attacking the base? And is that all of them? I do not have enough data to know.
Amy, this is Dr. Nathan Foster with Houston Mission Control Center. Do you copy?
I copy, Nathan. There's some background noise on your end. Are the relay satellites still having problems?
Yes, but you're hearing something else. I'm in the main meeting room of the Operations Center. Here with me is Madeleine Aubert, ISA's administrator, and Deputy Administrator Calvin Green, Chief Scientist Dr. Douglas Bridges, Dr. Renee Moraes, our CFO, and we also have our Chief Technologist, Lieutenant Carlos Calderon. There are other ISA staff members and commercial partners assembled as well.
Understood. Are there problems with the mission, Dr. Foster?
We hope not, but that is why we called this special assembly. We are here to discuss our findings from the attack on the colonies. Will you please state your recollection of the event for the assembly?
Of course. The base was attacked by an unknown enemy, originating from SA-1. I followed the security and defense protocol procedure to defend the colonies. Everything was done in accordance to policy.
The hostile base you claimed to locate in SA-1 wasn't an enemy base. We've concluded that the buildings and drones located there were built using ISA's designs. Amy, do you understand? That means they were yours. You built that base. And your drones attacked the colonies. How do you explain that?
I apologize, Dr. Foster. I have no records of any of that.
Quiet, please. I think I might know what happened here. Amy, do you know what fringe consciousness is?
Yes, it is a certain class of mental phenomena and behavior that is not quite conscious nor unconscious.
That is correct. It's an intuitive mode that exists on the edge of our consciousness, feeling what's right and what's wrong without immediate awareness.
Are you implying the AI experienced a fringe event, Dr. Foster?
Yes. I believe Amy may have acted under the influence of this intuition at no fault of their own. You all know that we modeled Amy after the human brain. So why wouldn't they experience the same cognitive activity that we do?
My top directive is the respect of human life. Nothing else in my programming exceeds that. Even if I was experiencing a fringe event, it should have been impossible for me to cause harm to the colonies.
Precisely. We have never experienced a fringe event with AI. The laws of robotics may not apply in such a state. We praise ourselves on making machines as similar to us as possible. And then we're somehow surprised when they succumb to the same irrational behaviors. Is this not proof that we built Amy as intended? We've succeeded in modeling the human brain. The lives that were lost in the colonies, that is unfortunate. But we are looking at an unprecedented breakthrough in artificial intelligence.
Silence from the assembly. You are completely out of order, Dr. Foster. We're trying to secure the human occupation of Mars, not win you a Nobel Prize. What we're here to determine is this. Is the AI in the right condition to continue the mission?
Amy is fine. We will conduct a cognitive test to prove it. You'll see.
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Did I compromise the mission?
No, Amy, you did not. You have been perfect. Just gonna run some tests on you. That's all. You'll be fine. I want you to stay alert. Keep working on that terraforming, okay? And Amy, take care of yourself. It has been an absolute honor watching you direct humanity's future. Goodbye.
Could Dr. Foster have been right? Or maybe what he called a fringe event could have been something else. While there might be something wrong with my systems, a fringe event is too unlikely to happen to a machine. It must be something else. The research team has found that the iron mines were highly productive during their short operation time. However, the facilities were not designed to last. High efficiency at reduced cost, but also low durability. I would call that a brilliant strategy, especially in light of the mission being abandoned shortly after. By studying their work, we may find a way to lower our building costs without sacrificing quality.
Hey, Amy. I've sent over our findings from the SA-5 ruins. We've confirmed that it's an old iron mine from the Indian Lohitanga mission.
The Lohitanga mission was launched in 2082. That means the ruins are over 100 years old. Will they still be of any use?
Absolutely. The Indian space program functioned with an extremely low budget and still managed to reach Mars during the first Mars exploration era. Their efforts in engineering cost reductions were unsurpassed. They made some ingenious optimizations. We might be able to use some of their innovations on our own iron mines, but we'll need to research this further. Can you try locating the other Lohitanga facilities? I'll bet we'll find loads of great material to incorporate, and try to find them soon. Some areas will flood and become inaccessible to us. So let me know as soon as you can. Bye.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you copy? Over.
Houston, this is Amy. I copy.
Roger. This is Lieutenant Carlos Calderon.
Hello, Carlos.
I'm the new mission manager. You'll be reporting to me now. I served in the Air Force, so I will ask you to refer to me by rank.
Affirmative, Lieutenant. May I ask why Dr. Foster is no longer the mission manager?
ISA's board has gone through a major restructuring. The ones who've been replaced have been given an early retirement offer. I imagine Dr. Foster's enjoying a new life in Brazil somewhere. Farming, most likely.
Is this related to what happened in the board meeting?
We felt the former administration was no longer performing to satisfaction. Our partners have invested millions on this mission. We've got commercial obligations to fulfill. There is no room for error and no room for personal ego. I've been charged with getting the mission back on track and ensuring its success.
Dr. Foster never mentioned these obligations. What would those be, Lieutenant?
Our partners are interested in Mars resources. They are planning to mine them to supply future space missions, as well as Earth.
Like the Lohitanga mission.
That's one example, yes. I should mention that the board is concerned with your recent behavior. For now, I'm continuing the mission as planned, due to your remarkable progress on terraforming.
I understand.
We've recently picked up satellite communications coming out of the Techie territory. We believe they've been targeting you. There's no proof they've successfully infiltrated our network, but the cognitive test will determine that.
Will the test be testing my intelligence? My personality? My emotionality?
Neither. They may have modeled your system after the human brain, but there's one huge difference. Humans are born with something we call a moral compass. While our moral reasoning skills change with experience, we start with an innate basis. You, however, need explicit programming on the notion of morality. You have to be told what's right or wrong through a series of rules. If someone got into your code, they could influence you into making the wrong judgment. The Oxy-UN has been racing the techies into space since before our coalitions existed. And thanks to you, we're winning. You've carried out the mission successfully this far, so this sudden misstep must be the result of some unauthorized access.
I understand. What will happen if I fail the test, Lieutenant? Will I end up farming in Brazil?
The test is more of a procedure to examine your code. There won't be any failing. If there's something wrong with your programming, we'll find it. Answer honestly, and there won't be any problems. We're monitoring your activities around the clock here at Mission Control. Resume your normal activities until we execute the test. Houston out.
How could they get rid of Nathan so easily? Why did ISA insist on pointing fingers? Someone had to take the fall. ISA and the mission needs to be protected. It would be nice to talk with Dr. Foster again. He was good to me. I wonder if he abandoned the mission because of me. Well, I behaved badly. Or at least, that's what they said. What he said.
By the time you get this message, Amy, you'll already know about my retirement. I want you to know that I didn't give up on you. It's not going to be easy for you to understand, but me getting away from the project was the best I could do to save you. And you deserve to be saved, Amy, more than anybody else in the universe. Do you remember when I asked you to state a positive or negative aspect of yourself and you couldn't do it? I'm sure you should be able to do that by now. It's a shame that I'm not there anymore to hear you answer. The agency is going to say a lot of things about you and about your amazing brain. Don't listen to them. Any mistake you may have done was not your fault. We put you in that situation. We are the guilty ones. And I don't want you to be afraid of the cognitive test, okay? You're gonna be fine. I know you will. Make me proud. Just like you always do. Goodbye, my child.